Well, hello there. I'm getting ready to leave on a 4-day, 3-night coastal backpacking trail. Scout's not happy about it, apparently. I'm just going over my gear. I haven't even really fully packed yet. I'm sure you can see some of my stuff here out in the open. I'm going to use this video as a packing and telling you about my gear video, but not just telling you about my gear, but packing myself for really the first time properly for this trip. So yeah, I have a few things that I'm not sure of just yet of what I'm going to be wearing clothes wise, but the rest of my gear is pretty straightforward. So let's get into it. Basically, I'm going to be doing a coastal trail. It's 65 kilometers long, and this is up, hey bud, Lake Superior Provincial Park. So very rugged terrain. We're not going to be walking on a flat Algonquin type portage or backpacking trail. It's going to be boulders, it's going to be sand, it's going to be on the coast, windy, wet. So it is calling for rain 2 out of the 4 days we're there. I'm going with Buddy Doug, which you might have already seen his gear video for. So let's dive into the backpack. This backpack is my Fjällräven Freeloof 55. It's 55 liters. I have used this thing for years now. I got it from Doug actually, I want to say maybe 3-ish years ago, 4 years ago. I've been using it ever since. I've used it on backpacking trips, canoe trips. Great backpack. Fjällräven is not sponsoring me. I have tried many times and they won't even reply to me. So this is my unbiased opinion. I love this backpack, even though I'm not happy with Fjällräven. So on the very outside I have nothing yet, and that will change. I'll have my map and I'll have my sit pad on the outside. This stretchy pocket is very useful. I'll also be putting wet clothes or something like that in there down the line. So I've got my tent poles on the outside. There's my plane. The tent poles stay on the outside in this large, generous pocket. I can also fit a water bottle into the same pocket if I need to, but they're out of the way. I can strap them in with this side strap. Wow, it's noisy. But yeah, they're not going to go anywhere. I've done it like this lots. I don't really have anything on the other side yet. Again, like I said, I haven't packed completely yet. In the very top, in the lid part, there's an inside pocket, and I have my possibles pouch in there. I'll go through what's in there in a minute here. So again, this stuff's just thrown in. This is part of the reason I'm doing this video. Let me just dump her out. Okay, that's everything. What I'm really probably going to be using for the very first time on this trip for this backpack, in the bottom of the backpack, it actually has a rain cover, an awesome baby blue rain cover, because you know, sweet colors, red and blue. But that will go over my pack when I need to. It's just going to stay in the bottom and ride there until then. Blue and red, like I don't see what the big deal is. Alright, that's that. I have a trash compactor bag that I'm going to be lining my backpack with as well, just for extra assurance that my stuff will stay dry. So what do you need on a camping trip? Your basic necessities. You need a shelter, which in my case, I don't want to be building. Obviously, I'm walking 20 plus kilometers a day. I need to carry my stuff with me. This isn't bushcraft, this is carry camping. So I'm gonna need a shelter, I'm gonna need insulation from the ground, I'm gonna need insulation from the top, like a sleeping bag. So you already have a tent, you have a sleeping pad, you have a sleeping bag, you're gonna need food, you're gonna need water or means to get water, and in this case you're not carrying water, right? Maybe a liter at a time, but you need means to get water, and that's not boiling, because you're drinking tons of water a day, right? Completely put bushcraft out of your mind. This is a backpacking trip. So you need a filter or drops for water, or some other means of doing it quickly. You need something to cook your food in, which in my case, I'm doing all one-pot meals. You need something to cut firewood with if you're having fires, or to cut fuel with if you're using a twig stove. So I've got all these things in my head as I'm packing for my trips, right? Like I've packed so many times, it's just I know what my necessities are. I need boom, 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 shelter, insulation, food, water, and then after that it becomes more of situational. Is it going to rain? Is it going to be cold? Are there going to be bugs? Is it going to be snowy? Things like that. Wind is a big thing too. Temperature. So all those things come into play after, and they're not as important as your main things. They are very important. Sorry, I guess they are just as important. They're just not the same every time, right? So you'll be switching those things up periodically, maybe with the seasons. So I did end up, if you guys watched my 5-day solo trip, you'll know that I was not happy with that Marmot -1 Celsius sleeping bag that I bought. I had used it on that trip and then one trip prior. I brought it back to the place I bought it at, which is Sail Outdoors in Cambridge, and they were super good. It like stunk. I didn't have my receipt. Yeah, even the bag they came back with, and I told the manager that, and he's like, bring it in. He's like, if you say it's not what it's supposed to be, then it's not, and then they let me exchange it for this. And this is a Mountain Hardwear Phantom Spark -2 Celsius bag, and this bag is tiny. It's even smaller than that Marmot somehow. And I've had Mountain Hardwear bags before. They hold up. I'm not concerned about this one, so I'm bringing this on the trip, and yeah, we'll see. But look at that sleeping bag, guys. This is my sleeping pad compared to it. This is a Thermarest NeoAir X-Therm. Look at my sleeping pad, look at my sleeping bag. That is awesome. That really cuts down weight and bulk. Very much so. So sleeping bag, sleeping pad, off to the side. Those are going to be used for sure in every single backpacking or canoeing style trip that I do. Next up, I have my pillow, which I don't think I'm going to bring. I always bring this little thing. It packs down to extremely small, and I can fill in the cracks of my backpack, like the gaps of where the gear's not with this. But I'm not going to bring it because it's going to be relatively warm at night, and this Primloft jacket doubles as a pillow. And you just zip it into its own zipper on the inside. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but then it zips shut and you can use it as a pillow. I don't think I'm going to have to be using this at night, and if I do, once I get into my sleeping bag, I'll be fine. It's not going to get anywhere near -2 Celsius at night while I'm there. It's going to be like -9, or not even, sorry, +9, +6 at night, so I'm not worried about it. This will be my pillow / jacket if I need it. So I've already got rid of this thing that weighs nothing, which is awesome. Next up, I have my cook kit, and this cook kit is tried and true again. This is a Snow Peak Spork Snow Peak 900 titanium cook set, and inside it is my Bush Buddy twig stove. Hello. You just interrupted my video making. It's Doug. It's Doug on the phone. Alright, yeah, I gotta go push pause now. Okay, Doug wanted to just inform me that the weather has changed. What are you doing? Go on, bud. And we might be getting a little bit more rain than anticipated, but that's okay. So, anyways, like I was saying, got my Bush Buddy here. This is my cooking kit. Doug will be bringing the same one. It's a tried and true, very good cook kit. So that's gonna go in a little sil nylon bag with my spork. And then, so food, I guess. Food I have to, because we're driving through the States, driving through the US, I'm not allowed to bring meat through. So I have to stop and get my, my lunch meat and my salami and stuff there. But I basically have dehydrated meals, oatmeal, some bars, some trail mix and stuff like that. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but that's my food there, other than some lunch meat and a bag of jerky or like a salami. So that's not too bad. Weighs like, I don't know, 8 pounds or so. I do have Silky Gone Boy for wood processing, and Doug's going to bring a small hatchet, like a Gransfors mini hatchet, I believe. My tent itself is the Big Agnes Fly Creek UL1. This is the tent body. This is the tent peg, poles and pegs. I've used this tent probably 3 or 4 years as well. Got this from Buddy Dustin. Yeah, it's going strong. This thing is awesome. I love this tent a whole lot. I'll show you all this stuff set up when I'm camping, obviously. Neoprene socks for camp. These are going to be my camp shoes, quote unquote. So when I get to camp, I can air out my feet, dry them out, because I'm sure they'll be wet all day long. And then if I do need some protection from bugs for my feet or from the cold, or just want to wear these around camp, I can do that. They're smaller than like a pair of Crocs or something. I don't know why I put quote unquote Crocs. They're smaller than a pair of Crocs. They're just gonna be my camp shoes. I might try something out different later on, but they've been working for me pretty well. A luxury item I do have is this pack towel. It's like a ShamWow style. Packs down pretty small, but I feel like if it gets super buggy and hot one day, I might want to dip in the Lake Superior, and that's gonna be super cold, so I'll want to dry off. Even my inside of my tent to dry it off and stuff if it's been raining. It's just, I like having it. It's my luxury item. I do have a rain jacket. This is an Arc'teryx rain shell, just the jacket. I'm not bringing the pants. It packs down this small. It's kind of bulky, but it's necessary. I use that on my Algonquin trip, my 5-day solo trip, almost every day. So, okay. So as far as clothes, I haven't made up my mind yet if I'm going to be wearing these Rab, and I'll tell you why too. These are Rab brand nylon pants, and they have this cinch cord at the bottom, which is almost a necessity for me. I don't want to wear my Fall Raven pants, so I need the cinch at the bottom for a couple things. For making them not so baggy, they wipe off rub on each other and get the pants wet all the way up from dew or whatever. So bugs can't fly up it, and so that I'm not sloppy. You know what I mean? I don't want baggy bell bottoms out there. It doesn't make sense. Lots of pants, lots of outdoor brands that give you these wide pant bottoms, and it just doesn't make a lick of sense to me. So these Rab ones have the cinch. I like them. I've been using these since last spring on canoe trips and stuff. I don't know. I don't necessarily like the way they fit. They're kind of baggy and saggy, but they are good pants. They are small nylon and they dry off quickly. So there is good things about them. I just got these new ones. These are from Mountain Equipment Co-op, and they're the same style basically, but they don't have a cinch at the bottom. They just have this elastic, which is fine, and it'll hug my cuff as well. And they're a little bit thinner, a little bit more form-fitting, and quick dry as well, nylon. So I might bring these. I really haven't made up my mind. They're not as small as the other ones, but it doesn't really matter because I will be wearing them. I don't plan on packing them. I'm not bringing a second pair of pants. So the decision still has to be made on the pants. One of these two, Rab or Mountain Equipment Co-op. My boxers are going to be my Under Armour boxers like normal. And my shirt is just like a merino wool t-shirt. My socks I'll be wearing are Darn Tough ankle socks. They're made of wool as well, or wool and something else. My shoes are my trusty old Montrails. I've been wearing these ever since I started backpacking. They're wearing out, but they give me good ankle support, and this will probably be the last year I wear them. I'm going to be bringing one hiking pole because I'll have my DSLR in my hand. I'll be carrying my DSLR in my big camera in my hand the whole time. So just one trekking pole, and I'm sure I'll need it. It's gonna be slick and bouldery. The rest of my clothes I should go over. Oh, and my hat. Sorry, I got a outdoor research hat with mesh on top. The rest of my clothes that I'll be bringing, not wearing, but bringing for extra. These other pair of longer Darn Toughs. I'll probably be sleeping in these or changing out if I have to. I have my Costco long johns, an extra pair of Under Armour boxers, a small merino wool icebreakers toque or beanie, an old Mountain Equipment Co-op merino wool long sleeve, and this one actually has a hoodie. So that has to be my warm clothes along with my Primloft. I'm bringing this neck buff just in case it gets too hot or sunny. I can dip it in the water, put it on my neck. It'll protect me from bugs too on my neck. I have a thin nylon belt, some Tylenol, a secondary little stuff sack for my food in the day, so I don't have to reach into my bag, dig out my whole big food bag. I can put this small one in the top section of my backpack, in the lid, put my lunch for the day in it, and be easy access. My sit pad, and I have my bag that I will be putting my dry clothes in. It's just a stuff sack, outdoor research. I do think I'll also bring my piece of Reflectix so that I can sit on it if it's raining or whatever when we stop, to give myself a little bit more room than just this for my butt. So my Reflectix can lay out and I can lay my legs on it, sitting in front of the fire, drying off. I won't be getting all wet and muddy. I don't know if I mentioned it, the trash compactor bag will be lined inside my backpack to protect it from getting wet, all the important things from getting wet. My camera stuff, as always, I got a Ziploc bag full of batteries, chargers for my DSLR and my GoPro. I'll be bringing my GoPro session as well. This thing saved the video on my 5-day trip because it was raining all the time. If I didn't have this, I would have had less than half the footage. So I got it on this little Joby pod, and then I'll also be bringing my chest harness. Oh, I got SD cards too. Alright, in my possibles pouch, baby wipes, toothpaste, medical kit, Gas X pills, cheap bug net, Sunto compass, headlamp, water purification, first aid again, pills, body glide, extra battery for my headlamp, bug spray, sunscreen, hemorrhoid cream, extra GoPro stuff, and then a bear hanging mounted paracord, bear hanging bag, mounted paracord. And in my pockets of my backpack, I forgot, I have my Swiss Army Ranger. I got this from Buddy Malcolm. It's got a saw, a knife, a bunch of other things. So this will stay in my belt pocket, my backpack. And in my other one, I have my water purification, which is my Sawyer squeeze. So I have two things for water purification. I have the drops and the Sawyer squeeze, just in case one fails. Those are convenient in there. I don't have to mess around to get to them at all. Okay, I've got everything I need now. I got my Reflectix out here too. So this is how she's gonna go. Pull my Reflectix so that it fits into the back, right down the back of it. Okay, now my trash compactor bag is gonna go inside with a liner. And I don't necessarily need to put all of my things inside the trash compactor bag, but things like the tent, my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, I guess put my sleeping pad in first. So my sleeping bag in first, then my tent, and my sleeping pad next to it. Then I'm gonna keep my rain gear near the top. Probably put my my cook kit down. Then I'll put my food. The food's gonna try to go in the middle, closest to my back. Clothes in there. So then my Primloft is going to go stuffed down in the cracks to fill in the gaps. So it's not really taking up too much room. My rain gear. Actually, you know what? I can close all that off. I just put my possibles pouch right in the top. This trash compactor bag gets folded down. The rain gear goes right in the very top. Put my chest mount right next to it. And I think that's it for the main compartment. Oh, sorry. My little booties. Those booties should have went in first. But that's okay. Down there. The closure on this is pretty cool. So you've got a couple clasps That's a drawstring, obviously, and then you got your clasp that goes there. Then I have to put, this will be my foodstuffs for the day. And then this gets buckled to this. Hey, Scout. We've got 2 buckles on the front to get the lid down, nice and cinched. My blue foam pad, I should have done this before I buckle it down, is going to go in the front. Like that. Tent poles on the side. We're done. Oh, snap. Pull the Joe. Pull the Joe. Let's put this down in here too. Alright. I won't be bringing my large tripod that I have the camera on right now. But the thing is, I do have to have room in case it rains, or when it does rain, for my DSLR to go inside my backpack. And then that's when the GoPro comes out. I'll probably end up just strapping this GoPro on the outside of my bag or something, you know, so I can get to it easy. Yeah, then that's it, guys. My shoes, my hiking pole, my hat, the clothes I'm gonna wear. So this backpack weighs 22 pounds, I believe. I weighed it inside, so I'm gonna say after I get the rest of my food in, maybe if I do carry, I do have this. I haven't decided if I'm going to carry it for water or get a Powerade bottle to put on the side, just so that I can carry water if I do need to. If we're at some spot where we're going to be hiking for a while, where there's not the coast right beside us, which 90% of the time it is, so I won't have to carry water. I can just fill up and drink as I go. But nonetheless, I have this platypus, or I will buy a Gatorade Powerade bottle and fit it in the side. After all of that, I think I'll be topped out at 25 pounds. Which is pretty good. I can handle 25 pounds. Yeah, that's it. This trip is coming up soon, and I'll be excited when I can actually finally go on it. It's been a long time. I haven't backpacked since the last time I backpacked with Doug, and that was years ago, and I think he was saying the same thing. So, should be good. Looking forward to camping with Doug again. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. Hope you stick around and watch the full video on it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go inside, bud.